Svitolina caps emotional return with Auckland title after 15-week sabbatical. Ukrainian Elina Svitolina, the top seed, clinched the ASB Classic title by defeating China's Xinyu Wang, the number 7 seed, 6-3, 7-6, 6, on Sunday. This marks the 19th career title for the Ukrainian, and her first in Auckland following a runner-up finish in 2024. She celebrated the victory with an emotional embrace in the stands with her husband, Gail Monfils, and her coach, Andrew Bettles. "This one was very special because my husband won it last year," Svitolina said during the on-court interview. "This year he told me, if you don't win this year, I don't know what to tell you anymore." With 19 career titles following her Auckland triumph, Elina Svitolina now holds the fourth most titles among active WTA players, trailing only Venus Williams, 49, Iga Swiatek, 25, and the duo of Aryna Sabalenka and Victoria Azarenka, 21, maintaining an incredible 19-4 record in tournament finals. "I want to thank my team here," she added. "I've had some injuries in past years. The most important thing is the people who are around you." Elina Svitolina's decision to cut her 2025 season short in September proved to be a vital way to refresh both mentally and emotionally, allowing her to step away from the tour while still ranked inside the world's top 15. This hiatus was distinct from her 2024 break for foot surgery, as she explicitly cited the need for emotional space to navigate the dual pressures of motherhood and the ongoing war in Ukraine. Despite a strong year featuring 2 Grand Slam quarterfinals, she admitted to losing her competitive identity following a first-round exit at the U.S. Open and a grueling Billie Jean King Cup appearance. Best decision possible. Now back on court in Auckland, Svitolina has framed the sabbatical as the best decision possible, arriving in the new year with a renewed perspective that she felt was unattainable without that total detachment from the game. Svitolina is now 5-0 before going to the Australian Open. In the previous rounds, Svitolina, ranked number 13, defeated American Eva Jovic, the number 3 seed, 7-6, 5, 6-2. Englishwoman Sona Ikatel, 6-4, 6-7, 2, 7-6, 5. English wildcard Katie Bolter, 7-5, 6-4, and Frenchwoman Varvara Grisheva, 6-3, 6-1. Wang, ranked number 57, defeated Filipino Alexandra Ila, the number 4 seed, 5-7, 7-5, 6-4. Englishwoman Francesca Jones, 6-4, 4-3 Ret. Mexican Renata Zerzua, 7-5, 6-4, and American Catherine McNally, 2-6, 6-3, 7-5 earlier in the tournament. The applause in Auckland carried more than celebration. It carried relief, resilience, and the quiet power of return. When Elina Svitolina lifted the trophy, it was not merely the culmination of a tournament week, but the closing line of a chapter written in uncertainty and rediscovered belief. After a 15-week sabbatical from professional tennis, Svitolina's victory felt less like a comeback and more like a homecoming, to herself, to the court, and to the fierce competitor the sport has always known. Tennis is often described as a lonely game, but few appreciate how loud that loneliness can become when the racket is set aside. For Svitolina, stepping away was not a retreat from ambition, but a necessary pause, a moment to breathe in a career that has long demanded relentless output. The modern tennis calendar offers little mercy, especially to those who have spent years inside the top tier, where expectations are constant and form is scrutinized daily. The sabbatical was a quiet act of courage, choosing rest in a culture that celebrates grind. When she arrived in Auckland, there were no guarantees. Time away from the tour dulls match sharpness, interrupts rhythm, and invites doubt, both internal and external. Questions followed her onto the practice courts and into the draw. Would her timing hold? Would her movement be there? Could her body, and perhaps more importantly her mind, handle the intensity again? From the first ball struck, the answers unfolded not in declarations, but in details. The familiar elastic defense returned, the measured aggression down the line, the calm between points. Svitolina did not play like someone desperate to prove a point. She played like someone grounded. Her tennis had patience, a quality that often separates winners from contenders. Long rallies were met with composure, pressure moments with clarity. She trusted her legs. She trusted her instincts. And slowly, match by match, she trusted herself again. Auckland became a canvas for that trust. Each round added weight to the belief that this was not a fleeting spark but a sustainable flame. There were moments of strain, inevitable after time away, but they did not fracture her resolve. Instead, they revealed it. She fought through tight sets not with panic, but with the calm of experience. This was a player who had been to the depths of competition before, who understood that control is not about domination, but about response. The final encapsulated the emotional arc of her return. The crowd sensed it early, that this match carried something extra. Every winner felt like punctuation, every hold of serve a declaration. When the final point arrived, Svitolina did not collapse in disbelief. She stood, eyes glistening, absorbing the weight of the moment. The applause was not just for the champion, but for the journey that had brought her there. In lifting the Auckland title, Svitolina lifted something else too. The quiet permission athletes often forget they need. To step back without stepping away. The sabbatical did not diminish her competitiveness, it refined it. The break allowed perspective to settle where pressure once lived. She returned not chasing validation, but embracing purpose. There is a narrative in sport that comebacks must be dramatic, fueled by adversity so sharp it demands a triumphant answer. Svitolina's return tells a subtler story. Sometimes, the bravest battles are internal. Sometimes, the strongest statement is simply showing up whole. The title does more than add a line to her resume. It resets her season with momentum and sends a clear signal to the tour. Elina Svitolina is not here to test the waters. She is here to compete. Yet, beyond rankings and points, the victory resonates on a human level. It speaks to balance in an unbalanced profession, to the power of rest in a world that rewards exhaustion. As the trophy gleamed under the Auckland sky, it reflected not just success, but serenity. Svitolina's smile was not the smile of someone who had conquered the field. It was the smile of someone who had reclaimed joy. And in a sport where joy can be as fleeting as form, that may be her most meaningful win yet. The season will move quickly from here. There will be tougher draws, longer flights, and days when the bull does not listen. But Auckland will remain, a reminder that stepping away does not mean falling behind, and that sometimes the shortest distance back to the top is the path inward.